Bruh, my back hurts from dancing all over the place yesterday. It really does. Like, I think I like pulled a muscle or something because it hurts. What are my thoughts on the Weeknd Super Bowl Pepsi halftime show 2021? Well, to put it quite plainly, I think Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Dariana Rosales and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Dariana Rosales. I would love it if you could subscribe, click the little square button right here that says DR to become part of the YouTube family and you get to see more of me. And if you're not new, I knew you'd be back. Today I will be talking to you guys about my opinions, my thoughts on the Weeknd Super Bowl halftime show that he did last night. I actually reacted to his Super Bowl halftime show, so I will link that up here. If you haven't gone to go watch it, go watch it. Pause this video, go watch that first, or if you want, watch it after this. And maybe actually watch it after this, because maybe once I explain things to you guys, maybe you guys can see it in a different way. If you came from my last video, then you already know how I feel about it a little bit. But if you didn't know, I am an EXO fan. EXO, guys, comment EXO if you are an EXO fan as well. So someone said that the Weeknd sucked, and he said not to take Super Bowl halftime unless you can kick some butt. And he said this is a competition. Prince, Paul M, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Rolling Stone, Madonna, Bruno, and Springsteen. Okay, so first off, it's Weeknd with no E, just to clarify. Prince and Michael Jackson's were two of the Weeknd's inspirations, you know, like idols. Like, he would look up to them and he loved them. And a lot of people actually said that, like, he was trying to be Michael Jackson on stage, but the costume that he was wearing, his dress wear, it is from the character that he developed within the After Hours era. If you don't watch him like that, if you don't listen to his music like that, if you don't know that, then I don't know what to tell you, you know, like, you're gonna think that he's copying Michael Jackson. I do think that Michael Jackson inspired some of his music, but that character developed after the My Dear Melancholy, and it went into After Hours. If you go and look through his After Hours songs on his YouTube channel, you will see that he wears that outfit or something similar to it, because in the Super Bowl he was wearing like a sparkly one, which I see you, but he does wear it in all of his videos because he's trying to tell a storyline, and normally he does do this with his albums. And so just wanted to clarify that I do not think he was copying Michael Jackson, because his style and Michael Jackson's style are quite different. As for the person that said that, like, competition is Beyonce and all that, the Weeknd thinks Beyonce and all of them are great artists. He even said that in the interview before the Super Bowl performance. Like, I will insert the clip if I can find it, or I will link it down below.
Since you booked the gig, has there been any previous halftime shows that you've watched or that you either look up to or stand out to you?
Again, Diana Ross is my favorite performance, so I watched hers over and over again. It's mainly her, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I loved Prince's, obviously. Michael Jackson, Beyonce, I mean, they're all amazing, but Diana Ross is definitely my favorite.
He also knows that other people are great artists. I feel like it's more us that see as, like, we have to compare the performances. But if an artist has their own style and this artist has their own style, how could you really compare those? Because a lot of people are actually, they choose what artists they like by what they like hearing and what they like seeing. And I do believe that most of the hate comments that the Weeknd was getting on his performance were from older people. That's just what I saw. I went on Facebook, I think it was, and, like, it was just saying, like, that it wasn't good and that it was a waste and blah, 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 blah. but like it was like older people. Like I would not expect my grandma to listen to The Weeknd. I really would not. But there are also like people 30s, 40s, whatever, that don't like The Weeknd, and I can respect people's opinions because, you know, like if you don't like him, you don't like him. Okay. But for me, for example, don't come at me. I don't really branch off on music. I don't really listen to a lot of artists. Some of you guys were saying that J-Lo and Shakira's performance was better. They had dance. They were shaking butt. And they had songs that you guys knew. If you feel like their performance is like this and The Weeknd's is like this, I can tell you right then and there that you prefer their music over his music. You prefer the style that they perform rather than his style of performing, because I do believe that we can stay true to himself and to what he has developed his character to be, because if he had just faked it for the scene and everything, like, I feel like he would get backlash from EXO fan base. But I knew there's always gonna be someone, you know, that doesn't like it. So Abel, you did great in my opinion. You did amazing. And the fact that this match threw House of Balloons / Glass Table Girl was in there, oh, I know the EXO fan base was going crazy. And I think he did that because he wanted to kind of remind people. And if you don't know, The Weeknd got his name because one weekend he ran away from home. He like left home and was homeless. And it was that weekend that changed his entire life for him, as he says. And I don't think a lot of people know that he came from that. But if you listen to his songs, like Tell Your Friends, he says he would rob someone for their Jordans because that's like what they would do back then. And yeah, I think that's why he put House of Balloons in there, to kind of remind people and himself that he came from that and he's over here at the Super Bowl performing. That's amazing what you did there. I don't know if you guys interpreted that a different way, but I did. I like that. One thing is that I do think his microphone volume was a little bit low. I don't know if it was just me, but they needed to turn him up a bit in that, because especially he was moving around a lot. I'm sure he was out of breath. And yeah, the fact that his mic was a little bit lower did not help. I mentioned it in my last video that I think if it was his choice, he should have gone with the microphone that goes up to here, if you know what I'm talking about. So he would have had a little more liberation to do what he wanted and it still sound like amazing. He sounded great. It's just that the volume, like, I feel like the background noise was louder than him, and it should have been a little bit vice versa, or at least even. So that did not serve him justice. And another thing, he invested millions of dollars into this performance, and some people are like, where, what? Like, I don't know if you guys noticed the amount of people that were involved in his performance. It was him, and then it was like extras, right? They had to pay for their costumes, they had to pay for the bandages that a lot of people are like, why are they wearing that? Again, it comes from the character development within his After Hours era. And some people were saying, why have like the choir, they had to pay for all of that. They had to pay for a choir, which is people that know how to sing, not just anybody. They had to pay for the props on the stage. And that just goes to tell me that The Weeknd actually did have determination to do the best with this show, because I don't know any other artist that put in that much of their own money just to make the performance how they want it. So I do think that at the end of the night, after The Weeknd finished singing and he left the field, he felt on top of the world because he did that. And I'm so happy for him for that. He threw in all of his like bangers, basically his biggest hits, and that's smart of him to do, because whether you know him from House of Balloons or Starboy or Often or Blinding Lights, there was a song that you knew, and I really like that. You know, yeah, I think he was rocking his world when he was performing. I'm happy for him. Also, one thing is, I do not think the cameras did him justice. There was a lot going on in the background that when I watched it again, I did not see the first time, probably because I was really excited, and like someone commented that I was dancing and that I wasn't really watching it. I was dancing and watching it, okay? I wanted to see him, okay? But it's just that as an EXO fan, I think if you are an EXO fan, you can relate that watching him grow from like this to that, to see him, I was just like so proud of him, and I was so excited because like I was just trying to like share his happiness with him, you know? I was just giving him my energy basically. And yeah, so if you guys don't like people dancing to music, I don't recommend you watch my last video. But if you want to see how I generally do react to his music, then go watch it. But yeah, I just didn't want to react to something and be like, oh, okay, that, oh, well, that was cool. Because I feel like that's fake. Why would I make a fake reaction? You know, like I've actually like told myself that that I'm not gonna react to something that I genuinely am not interested in, because I feel like those reactions are kind of boring. I like reactions where the person reacting to it likes it in some way or form, and they're not afraid to show it, because I'm not afraid to show that I'm a fan of his. I love The Weeknd. Like, I love his music. His music is very versatile to me. Whether I'm sad, mad, or happy, you'll find a song within The Weeknd that you will like and you can listen to. For the most part, you guys gave me positive feedback and comments that you liked his performance, and I couldn't agree with you more. I liked his performance. But like I said, if you're not really into his music and you don't really know much about him, then I can understand why you didn't like it as much as I did, or you didn't understand it as much as I did. But I liked how he took use of the stage, because a lot of his money went towards building the stage within the stadium. They built that inside the stadium. He didn't have to do that. Like, he could have just used the field, and he did use the field. He used the stage and he used the field, went back up, and then like, bruh, like, people could never be happy. It's like when it's sunny outside, for example, some people are like, oh my gosh, it's so nice outside, and the other people are like, nah, like the sun's this, like it's bothering me, blah 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 blah. And then when it starts raining, somebody has to say, oh my gosh, the weather is ugly, like there's nothing to do, blah blah blah. And the other person's like, oh my gosh, like it's raining, it's so fun, like, you know, like it's good. There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna oppose what you're saying or thinking. So you can never make everyone happy, okay? And if you haven't learned that lesson by now, I'm gonna teach it to you now. You can never make every single person in this world happy, because everybody has their own opinions. It is what it is. That's why I always say, stay true to yourself and don't become someone that you're not, because if you're true to yourself, then you'll see that the people that are beside you are going to support you and they like you. And if they don't, then they're gonna go away. Easy as that. I would rather people like me for who I am than for who I'm not. Like, no. I'm not gonna put a fake persona just for you to like me. Like, you don't like me, you don't like me, you know? And that's why I like The Weeknd in this performance, because he stayed true to himself during it. He didn't fake crap. I think he did great. I very much think that his target audience for his music is more young people. Like, once you get into like the 40s and above, like, there's not a lot of people that like his music, because, you know. And something else I do want to give him credit for, if you know The Weeknd, you know that his after hours era, his videos are a lot more violent, a lot not PG. And he did mention in his interview before the halftime show that he was going to go from like not rated or rated R to PG.
Weekend, Arbel, how's it going, sir?
What's up?
Pleasure. Want to ask you about your performance. I know that, you know, in your most recent music videos and performances, I know they were a little graphic. I know they had a little bit of blood, some violence, and even beheadings. Do you feel the need to tone down your Super Bowl performance a tad, because this is somewhat a family event?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I definitely want to be respectful to the viewers at home. I will still incorporate some of the storyline. It's a very cohesive story I've been telling throughout this era and throughout this year. So the story will continue, but definitely will keep it PG for the families. Definitely.
Thank you, Jonathan.
I'll try my best.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I do give him credit for that, because he could have done gruesome stuff and graphic stuff like he does in his videos, but he didn't, because he knew that it was a family event, and so he decided to a little bit. I do believe if it wasn't a family event, he would have gone crazy. I would have loved to see what he was gonna do, but you know, I truly do respect him for doing that. Oh, and another point I wanted to make is that this Super Bowl was during a pandemic. So not only did he have to go from rated R or not rated to PG, he also had to accommodate his ideas and his performances on the COVID thing, because he said that he wanted to not have people, to kind of keep people safe in the performance as well. And I feel like that's another reason why that's another reason why there was space between the people in the choir, and when they were dancing on the field, there was space between them. I like that little mob thingy, by the way. I thought, like, ooh, that's little EXO fan base, you know, or little minions. That would be us. But yeah, I just want to mention that too, that he had to accommodate to a virus, a global virus, which no other artist had to do. So think about that too. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, or if you agree with some of the points I made, and comment down below your opinions, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of me and become part of the YouTube family we have going on here, because we're growing. We're on the road to 2K. You should be part of it, okay? Stay safe and healthy, because we are still in the pandemic, and I'll see you next time, because you'll be back. Bye.